Hello everybody, welcome back to my channel. Welcome if you are new, and welcome back to 31 Days of December. Today we are going to do a lead up to Yule, talking about all the random traditions and folklore surrounding Christmas and Yuletide and what have you. So today we are actually going to be starting off with Krampus. Now, I know I am a little far behind on that one because if I was going to do it on the day that it actually should have been, it would have been the 5th of December. But that doesn't matter. We're just going to talk about it anyway because it's still Christmas time. So at the beginning of all of this, Krampus is said to be a half-goat, half-man demon that accompanies St. Nicholas around Central Europe and basically is the evil counterpart. So he's said to punish children who have done wrong. Instead of St. Nicholas giving them presents, Krampus takes them away and kidnaps them for the rest of forever. This entire folklore has been around for a very, very long time, and it has different variations wherever you go, but most notably, it is still widely believed, including to the point that there are still Krampus festivals on the 5th of December in certain countries in Europe, and they will actually dress up in wildly ridiculous costumes and do a parade through their town as Krampus and their variations of it. Now, Krampus is still very much a pagan thing. It was kind of during that period of time when there was the transition between paganism and Catholicism and that like rough gray area between Catholicism trying to overthrow paganism. It's one of those things that I think is just taken however you want to take it. Every story I've heard is different. None of them are really the same. There is a base of same to them, but once you get into the details, everybody has their own way of telling a story. One of those things that is meant to scare children. So at the end of the day, if you're not good, instead of getting a lump of coal, which is the nicer version, you have Krampus show up and take you away before Christmas ever happens, and you are out of luck for that year. There was a movie actually that came out a few years ago called Krampus, and they did a very in-depth version of the folklore. It was amazing. I actually really enjoyed it. Of course, it's cinematically blown out of proportion as everything in Hollywood is, but the truth and tradition of the story was very much there. Of course, that one touched on how Grandma had actually avoided being taken, and what happens is that you are left with a bell from Krampus's sleigh, and these bells are gorgeous. They are huge, and my mom, knowing that I love things like this, actually gave me a small version of one. This is actually an authentic sleigh bell. Of course, it's not creepy and rusted and damaged, I guess, but it does still work. And yeah, I think it's really cool. It is made out of brass, and yeah, it's one of my favorite things. It actually hangs in the house all year round, not just at Christmas time. Another thing that they have actually started to do is Krampus in the Corner was a huge thing a few years ago. I believe it was on Kickstarter, and it was somebody doing a book for children about Krampus. So for those of you who didn't want to do Elf on a Shelf, Krampus was your next kind of idea. I really want a Krampus in the Corner. I think it would be amazing to have. I don't have kids, but I just want a little Krampus doll that sits in the corner of my house every year and silently judges everybody who walks through the door. At the end of the day, and at its very core, Krampus is very much that judgment of your sins. And I really like the old world way of believing. I mean, it's multiple gods, multiple entities, and just these things of terror that will absolutely destroy you if you're bad. And I feel like we need more of that in the world, because then maybe people would actually step up their game a little bit. I could talk probably forever, but I do not want to get into the religious fight between Krampus and Saint Nicholas and all of those kinds of things, and the fight between paganism and Catholicism. I just wanted to do a quick little video for you guys today talking about Krampus and just kind of bringing that out to the world again. Every year at Christmas, I always see it all over my Facebook, people sharing the videos of the Krampus festivals and talking about like how terrifying it is. And I'd never show my children this, and I'd never tell my children this story. But back in the day, that worked. And yeah, so obviously I'm still here. I didn't do anything bad. Krampus didn't come and kidnap me. Otherwise, that would have happened last week. And I will be back tomorrow with another video for you guys. I am so excited about this time of year. It is my favorite, and I'm so happy that I get to actually bring all of this information out. In my house, we celebrate for quite a while. And I will be talking more about that in my video on the 21st when we actually talk about Yule. So that is it for me on the Krampus subject. If you guys have had stories told to you by your family members, maybe your grandma has told you a story or your grandpa about Krampus and what he has done to somebody in your family, I would love to hear it. I would love to hear those stories passed down through generations. I think it's so important to share that information. And if you are from Central Europe and you have never talked to anybody about Krampus or St. Nicholas or Sinterklaas or anything like that, maybe you should. Maybe it's a great time to start a conversation and say, hey, like, what were you told as a child about this evil half goat, half man demon thing that came to kidnap me in my sleep? I hope you guys have a wonderful day. I am going to go and continue on the festive season. I'm going to keep drinking my tea and doing research for all of you. Please don't forget to like this video, hit the subscribe button, and don't forget to turn on the notifications, because I will be continuing to upload a video every single day of the rest of the month, which includes Christmas and Christmas Day, as well as Boxing Day. So don't expect me to be taking a break on those days. Something will be up for all of you to enjoy, especially if you need that escape from your family. That's it for me. Have a good night, guys.